play. So, like pretty much everyone else on the planet, I like music. I like music so much that I learned to sing, started writing music in middle school, and now I'm going to college hoping to pursue musical theater. So, I really like music. Unfortunately, I never learned how to play an instrument, so most of my songs are vocals only. But sometimes I can force a friend who plays an instrument to sit down with me and write an accompaniment. So, friendship. Whatever, that's not the point of this video. My love of music began at a young age, when I was first exposed to it. But obviously, as I've gotten older, I've been exposed to new music. One could even say my taste in music has evolved over time. I'm pretty sure I made that exact same joke in a previous video, but I can't be bothered to check, so as far as I'm concerned, that is an original joke. Now, as with all videos in this series, my life has not been in very concrete blocks, and some of these lines might blur together. This does not encompass every single song that I've ever listened to, and when one era ends, it doesn't really end, because I still listen to most of, if not all of, the music on this list. So it's not as much of an evolution as much as it is an expansion, but the expansion of my taste in music is a bad video title, so we're gonna pretend that things are easy and simple. So obviously, as like a baby and a little kid, I didn't really know what music was. So I just listened to whatever my parents put on, which now happens to be retro. From talking to my friends, it seems like a lot of them went through a similar experience where they all have like stuff in their playlists that they're like, this is there because my parents used to listen to it, which is honestly cute, and I'm really glad that we all have that experience. I mean, there's a reason why every single human being knows the lyrics to Sweet Caroline and American Pie. So of the many, many, many songs from this general time period that I still listen to, the one that is by far my favorite is Hotel California. It's a really good song. Once I was old enough to start making demands, I did what most kids demanded, and demanded that they put on music from like Disney movies. I say Disney as like a general overview, but most kids' movies, including a lot of Barbie movies. I loved the Barbie movies. That's not the point. I'm not gonna list a bunch of Disney songs because I assume that you guys know a lot of Disney songs because they're actually kind of a popular brand. But I will again say my favorite, which for some reason is My Lullaby from The Lion King 2. If you haven't listened to that song, it is so good. I used to play it on repeat, and again, I didn't have headphones at the time, so my parents simply suffered. Once I got a little older and started wanting to like be cool, I started listening to pop music. Luckily for me, it was the early 2010s, which just so happens to be the best era for pop music. No, I'm not saying this because this is when I first got into pop music. This has nothing to do with me. This is objectively correct. Personal preference does not exist. I'm right, you're wrong. Okay, maybe I like early 2010s pop because that's the pop of my childhood, but this stuff is so good! Marina and the Diamonds, the perfect artist for wanting to pretend that you're between the ages of 19 and 27. I also know that Adam Levine is insufferable, but I really like Maroon 5. Mostly their earlier stuff, but I really like Maroon 5, and I know that he's so awful, but the music is good. Neon Trees, Kesha, Lady Gaga, Panic at the Disco, My Chemical Romance, Imagine Dragons, Coldplay. Duh. I could make a 4-hour video of me just sitting here and listing off popular artists that I listened to during this time and still listen to now. You can call me basic all you want, but if you don't listen to pop music because you're like too non-mainstream for that, you are missing out. During my depressed middle school years, I did exactly one good thing, and that good thing was discovering nerdcore music. If you don't know what nerdcore is, then that's fine. I didn't know what the word was until like a year ago. Before then, I just called this kind of music like video game music that I don't tell people I listen to because I am a teenager with self-esteem issues. I remember Mando Pony had some really good stuff, but I think he got into like some serious controversy. Oh, I just remembered who he was. Yeah, he did bad things. And I haven't really listened to his newer stuff, but his this stuff is still so good. I'm sorry, I know he's not the best guy, but he makes good music. Also, JT Music and Madame Macabre. I love y'all. Their music is so good. I still listen to them religiously because they make absolute bangers and they are unproblematic. It's so good. Now, I've loved theater ever since I was a little girl, but it was around this time that I decided that I wanted to like pursue theater as a career, and it's also when I got like really into listening to musical theater soundtracks. I can safely say that I have at the very least one song memorized from every show I've ever seen. Most of them I probably have more than half the soundtrack memorized. I don't hyperfixate, not me, I would never. One of the things that I do that most people I've met don't do is I don't listen to musical theater soundtracks before I go see the show. I don't know, it just sort of feels like I'm spoiling the show for myself if I listen to the soundtrack first. And like, it's not a concert, so you can't sing along, so what's the point in knowing it? Because I don't know about y'all, but if a song is playing and I know the song, I would like to sing along with the song. I don't know, it's just more, for me it's more enjoyable to go in blind, but I'm clearly in the minority opinion on that. But that's okay, we're all allowed to have different opinions. This was a tangent, I'm so sorry. Anyways, yeah, here are some of the soundtracks that I really like, but my favorite of all time is Phantom of the Opera. Okay, before I start, I want to clear this up and say that I'm using the word alternative to basically mean not on the radio. Please don't go into my comments and tell me that this stuff is too popular to be alternative or whatever. I'm sorry, maybe I am like other girls. My music taste is not as cool as yours. Please let me live. I've been trying to branch out the kind of music that I like listen to on the regular. I'll listen to pretty much anything, including country music. I think country music is good, and if you want to fight me on that, you can comment on it, but it will hurt my feelings, so please take that into account. Right now, the two artists that I'm listening to religiously are Penelope Scott and Mother Mother. My favorite songs from both of them are Montreal and Wrecking Ball, respectively. It's harder to group this category because before now I used to like pick albums to listen to and listen to all the songs in that album, but now I can like point out a bunch of songs from a bunch of different albums and only know that one song on the album. So it's hard to like say an artist because I listen to like a bunch of singles of different stuff, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining myself well. I also, like, one of my good friends recently told me that Jeffree Star made music, and like nobody told me about this, and it's honestly pretty good. He apparently stopped making music in like 2013, so I guess it's been a while, but I'm still amazed that I had never heard of the fact that he made music. Apparently there's a bunch of lore that I missed, and I'm still trying to catch up on that, so I haven't listened to all of his songs yet, so I can't make like a super informed opinion, but if I had to give you like a favorite song of his right now, I would say that I really liked I'm in Love with a Killer. Okay, that's the end of the video. Leave a music recommendation in the comments. It can line up with some of the things in this video, or it doesn't have to. Like I said, I think I have yet to find a genre of music that I have said, like, I can't listen to anything in this genre. Like, I like music. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and ask if we can please keep the comments civil. I found that music is like something that people get weird about, like especially when you bring up like words like alternative and mainstream, people get like, I don't know, I don't want to make a big deal of this, but like people get weird about it, so please don't get weird about it. But yeah, my voice cracked. Thank you so much for watching, bye!